Back at the Founders Club in the Tri-Cities Coliseum, good crowd tonight to celebrate the 7-2 victory over the Victoria Cougars. Second in 2 nights in the Coliseum, including the big one last night over the Kamloops Blazers. With me now is Billy Lindsey, the Americans, well, we call him Bonsai Bill. He's part of the manufacturing company line of Terry Degner and Brian Sakic and Bill Lindsey. Bill, the way you come off that right-wing board, you really like to go to the net, don't you?
Yeah, I like to go to the net, especially with guys like Brian and Terry feeding me passes all the time. They usually give me the puck right away, and I try and go to the net and make something happen. They follow up, and so far it's been working pretty good, and we're getting used to each other now, and Terry and Brian are both great to play with, and we've been working out pretty good together.
You come off the wall probably as strong as anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah, I
try. Pretty fearless, aren't you?
I try and go to the net. It's one of the things that works for me, and try and keep on the things that work for you, so if it works, I'm going to keep using it.
All right. Questions for Bill Lindsey? There's Tom back there.
Start right here.
How did you think of some of the penalties that some of the other players got tonight?
Some of the penalties tonight, I don't know. I thought Loras, I think, was it Loras?
No, it was Larson.
Larson.
Yeah,
I think Larson did a pretty good job tonight. You know, he misses a few every now and again, but it was pretty steady, a few both ways.
Would you rather have him call him real tight or put the whistle away?
Well, I think it's some of the refs have been calling a little bit too much. I think, like last night on Stu, I don't think he deserved maybe but 2 minutes for slashing or something, but not 5 minutes for spearing. So sometimes it depends on if it's going to hurt somebody, then I'd like to see him. But if there's no injury, then just try and let it go and let us play hockey.
Okay, Tom.
All right, another one right here.
What's the hardest team you ever played?
Good question. The hardest team you've ever played?
In this league?
In this league?
Yeah. Who's the toughest you ever played?
Well, Kamloops is good when we went up there, but I don't know after last night, but I'm sure Kamloops is one of the best teams. Definitely. They got good size and move the puck well. So,
were they as tough as you, were they not as tough as you expected last night?
I think we were really geared up for them, and we came out just ready to play, and I think I'm sure they didn't play their best hockey, so I think they're better than what they show, so we got to keep working hard to get better than them.
Well, you have a chance up in their barn next Friday. That's going to be a barn burner. Tom?
What team would you like to play for when you make the pros?
Yeah, this is your draft year, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Minnesota, I like Minnesota. They've been my favorite team since I'm a little kid, but anywhere, really. Doesn't matter to me.
Anywhere where they send money, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Tom, go ahead.
Okay, another question.
What did you think about playing Kamloops last night?
Have a lot of fun last night?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last night. It was great to come up 9-2 against Kamloops. We only lost, I think, 2 games all year before last night, and it's great. We got a long way to go to catch them, so we got to beat them every time we play them.
Well, you have 10 more games against Kamloops, 5 here and 5 there, so that's something to keep you busy. And the long trip up there, how tough is it to make that 10-hour trip up there?
It's not too bad. We usually leave, sometimes not. Well, the first time we went up there, we left a day ahead of time. We got up pretty good, and it's not too hard to get geared up for Kamloops in first place, so we're usually pretty ready for them wherever, so that makes the trip a little easier.
Tom has another question.
Play for in the other division that you were in?
I played Tier 2 hockey last year for the Vernon Lakers of the BCJHL.
How old were you when you started playing hockey?
5 or 6, I think.
What got you interested in playing hockey?
Well, my parents are Americans, and they just moved up to Canada, and that's what everybody's doing in Canada, so I guess since there's no football or baseball to put me into, they decided to put me into hockey.
Did your folks worry that maybe hockey was a little too dangerous for you, too physical?
I don't think they knew much about it when they came up to Canada, and
snuck up on it.
As the years progressed, they just went with it, and they like it.
Okay, Tom?
What do you think about the fights, when the fights break out on the ice?
Fighting's just, I think it's part of the game. Lots of times big injuries don't occur because we got so much equipment on. Guy gets hit in the face every now and again and gets cut open for a few stitches, but it ain't too bad. Well, there's usually you got your guys that fight and don't fight, and the guys that fight are pretty used to it.
Last 2 or 3 games have been pretty much hockey and very little boxing.
That's true. It's been very little.
All right, question right
Got
here.
another question back there?
Do you have a hockey idol, and if you do, who is he?
I like Mark Messier and Steve Eisman. Mainly Mark Messier because he goes to the net well. And he's a good, tough hockey player. I like him.
Okay, Tom, maybe one more question here for
All right.
Billy Lindsey. Let's see. We're coming to you live from the Founders Club. And then, Tom, there's one way back over here. This young lady has a question, too.
Okay, after losing Stu and Spinrath, what kept the inspiration up and the attitude going and kept it fired? Any special thing?
Terror.
After losing Stu and Spinrath, we had to get geared up for him. Anytime you lose players of quality by Stu's caliber and Spinner's caliber, you can't rely on them no more because they're not there. And sometimes I think maybe we do rely on Stu a little bit. And the guys realized we had to pick it up for him, and everybody just came through. And I think we got 9 different goals from 9 different guys. And I think it was the best all-around game we played all year.
Maybe that's a lesson that you can take with you into other games, and probably a lesson that you took with you tonight is that it doesn't have to be number 14 doing it all.
No, we got a good team solidly through, and the addition, if we play like that every night and add Stu Barnes to the lineup, we're going to be pretty tough to beat.
Okay, back to you, Tom.
Okay, how do you think you're going to get the defense to start playing more consistently?
Well,
Hadn't been too bad the
Yeah.
last couple of nights.
yeah, our defense hasn't been too bad the last couple nights. When the forwards come back and help them out, it sure makes it a lot easier for them. Lots of times, I know we just got 3 guys cut down deep, and they had 3, 4 guys coming on 2 defensemen a lot of times, and forwards weren't giving them much help all the time, and they just made a few mistakes. But I think they played great for us last 3 games, and Ole's really starting to come through for us.
Does he need that early flurry to get him into the game, you think, Bill?
The early flurry?
Yeah, like the couple of first-minute goals that we've had in the last 2 games?
I don't know. It's just,
I know it makes them mad.
yeah. I don't know if it's just something that happens, but no. We just come out and I think we've had a couple slow starts, but last 3 games have been pretty good 60-minute games all the way through.
Billy Lindsey, we'll be back to talk with Tri-City Americans coach Rick Kozubak right after this from the Founders Club.